So this is evaluation question 1. In what ways does your media product use, develop or challenge forms and conventions of real media products? So for my first advert, I chose to base it around existing FIFA adverts. I chose a FIFA advert from the Christmas of 2015 for FIFA 16, starring Lionel Messi and Sergio Aguero to base my advert around. They're seen playing FIFA on the couch like I have used in my first advert. I chose to recreate this because it was a clever idea. It shows how people can play together on a game together and enjoy it, but also have a bit of rivalry at the same time. They also show a lot of gameplay footage from FIFA, especially of a shot of Aguero scoring and celebrating. Then they cut back to a shot of him and Messi back on the couch, which is basically what I've done with this advert. So I've used a gameplay that I recorded with my Elgato and then edited it. And also I have filmed reaction shots to me and my brother scoring throughout my advert. So this is where I use a convention of a FIFA advert where they show reaction shots and show people playing it in real life. Adverts tend to show things of the product to entice people to buy them. For example, I have added text over gameplay footage to show the key features of the game to entice the audience to buy the game, like most FIFA adverts do, and also like normal game adverts do. So this is like a form of game advertising, showing like key features, and most companies do this on their adverts, like talk and or show the main features on the screen, either by narration or text. So I use this convention of an advert on mine to make it look professional. Most adverts make the main character in the advert look happy and look like they're enjoying the product they are promoting. This entices the audience to buy the product more if it looks enjoyable. So this is another form of an advert I've used, making the main character in the advert look happy and enjoyable, so it shows that they can be then happy like the main character on the screen. I use realism in my advert like most FIFA adverts by showing people playing in the game on a seat/sofa in a comfortable place, and for my location I use one like FIFA would be, where people are playing in a front room in a normal home, nothing too posh or fancy, just standard home, so lots of people can relate to it. So this is where I've challenged a bit of a FIFA advert, because I think FIFA has some rooms in their adverts where it looks a bit too posh, and it kind of puts people off buying it because they might get the wrong idea, the game's too posh for them. Also I use a song which I got permission from the band for, which is a quite upbeat song. So this allowed me to cut the song a lot, like most FIFA adverts, as my music was similar, so this used a convention from FIFA adverts. For my second advert, I mainly use the same convention from my first advert, such as the song, camera angles, shots, and form of realism. But I also use more camera shots in my second advert. This is where I challenge FIFA, because they don't use many different camera angles or shots. For my audience, I use males aged between 17 to 26, which is the age of me and my brother in the advert. I say this is the main audience of FIFA, even though the age rating is 3. I say the main people play it around that age of me and my brother in the advert. In my second advert, I use more close-up shots to make it more enticing, and it also adds tension to the advert. Many FIFA adverts use close-up shots of the main character in the advert, so this is where I've used the convention of a FIFA advert. Also, in my second advert, I switched it to a different location halfway through, like on a FIFA 16 advert, where it recreates the gameplay footage in real life, like what I will be doing in my advert. This is a main convention of a FIFA advert I use as an inspiration, and it's also a form of advert. It has the classic slogans such as EA Sports, it's in the game. I developed this convention by putting my own slogan at the end of the first advert, which was play football, play FIFA. And I did this in the hope it would be memorable to the audience, so they could remember the game more to buy it. So this is a convention I use from FIFA. And yeah, slogans are real memorable, lots of advertising companies use it. For my ancillary tasks, firstly I use the conventional colours of a typical FIFA background, mainly blue, green, and then a darker shade of green. This is where I use brand identity like FIFA does by using the same background at the end of my advert as I did in my magazine advert and also on my game digipack. Using the same colours that are similar to FIFA gives it that brand identity. I use a FIFA digipack convention of the game case by getting a screenshot from my gameplay footage of the Wembley Stadium in the game, and this is also like similar FIFA covers where they use a stadium in the background. Also, FIFA engage their target audience in the front cover by using 2 male characters to entice their target audience of males, and on my front cover I use an image of 2 males I took myself on the green screen and then put them on the front cover. The 2 people on the front cover are normally looking away from the camera, but I challenge this convention by having them looking at the camera because I feel this engages the audience more. And it kind of makes the audience feel like the people are staring at them, so it pressures them in a good way to buy the game. Instead of 2 people in a football kit, also I use someone in a suit to show the managerial side of the game, which FIFA doesn't really do on their game covers, so this is where I've developed a convention that FIFA uses. I use a similar font to FIFA as well, so there is a strong brand identity, so when someone looks at the game cover and the magazine advert, they think it's a professional front cover. The age rating of 3 spreads across every FIFA game, so giving it this age rating is suitable and allows the game to have more people to buy it. Throughout the process of making my digipack game case, I used some FIFA conventions but also developed them by making it my own way and making it look like a professional game digipack. For my magazine advert to carry on with brand identity like FIFA does by using the same background I use on my game digipack. So using this same background makes people remember it's FIFA. Like FIFA doing the adverts, they use the same colour scheme and also use the same backdrop as they do on adverts and stuff. I also use the colours are key because they are generic FIFA colours and really suit the target audience of boys like my game does. I use a convention of the stripes on FIFA backgrounds, which is useful, so when people actually look at my magazine ad, they know straight away that it is FIFA. I also use game ratings of the game, which I say is a typical convention of advertisement, because it promotes the game more, getting a good word on the game. This entices people to buy it if they think it is good. I also added 3 main social media sites and the usernames for all of those sites that would link to FIFA 15, so people can see about the game on social media. I also added a hashtag into our advert, which is the main point of my promotional campaign, 12th man, which many football related things try to call the audience to try and entice them to buy whatever they're selling by adding them to teams, so doing this with a FIFA game will be perfect, showing anyone can play. I also challenge a convention of FIFA by blacking out the front man in the advert by showing it could be you. Whereas FIFA normally uses cover stars such as Lionel Messi, but I think my idea is more enticing because it allows you to be yourself, not just aspire to be one person, so it shows the game is free. So it shows the game gives you freedom.